What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Content Corner. This is your boy Herb,
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lens.
and we gonna talk about what we're talking about today. I can tell you what we're talking about today. We're talking about my what is it? My teen romantic comedy is wrong as I expected, aka SNAFU.
Yep. We're continuing our, I guess, month-long anime excursion because all of our anime finally ended. Uh, we're moving on to this one,
Yeah,
and it's the
yeah,
conclusion of a series that we've been following for like what 7 years now.
something like that.
Yeah,
Something like
bro.
that.
Like I'm very happy. It's finally over.
It's just I loved it. I actually loved this season. I loved the ending. It was nice. It it ended. I think it ended. Like there's
What do you mean?
I don't think there's I don't think there was anything left
Oh
open.
no, it's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Like
We're
it's
not
just
getting anything
it's
else.
done. Yeah.
And I'm
So
happy about it. Like I
um
was like when season two
I,
ended, I was like I need season three. Now that season three is over, I'm like I'm good. I don't need anything else.
it's good. We're fine. It's Gucci. But like yeah. So for those who haven't watched it, my Teen Romantic Comedy is wrong as I expected.
We're just gonna refer to
Is
SNAFU from now on because it's just easy.
maybe you will.
Bro, are you really gonna just every single time? Just my team romantic comedy is wrong as I expected. Every single time. Come on.
I don't know, man. Maybe I will. What you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna stop me.
I'm not. Just it's mad work.
Anyway, that back to what I was saying. It is a light novel series that was adapted into an anime. It actually ended, like we said, so that it's one of those light novel series that you can actually watch and enjoy an ending. It's crazy, right?
Wild.
How does that
This
happen?
crazy world that we live in. It's very rare, actually.
It's super rare. So yeah, so it's about a man named is it Hikigaya something.
Uh,
Forget his last name.
Hachiman Hikigaya.
His name, for some reason, I thought Hachiman was a nickname, not his actual name. For what it, like after so many years, I was just like, oh, it's just a nickname. It sounds like a nickname.
No,
Um,
this is first name. I'm pretty sure.
all right, well, cool. It's about this man Hachiman, who you know is in high school. He's one of those guys that doesn't care about anybody else, doesn't really like pay attention to anybody else. He's just him. He is his own zone. He's part of the go home club.
Word.
All right. School ends, you go home.
He's not very socially outgoing, specifically
he's
because
he's not very social.
yeah,
Period.
specifically like even when he was younger, he wasn't very social, but like he especially doesn't like talk to girls and stuff because when he was in middle school, he had a really bad experience. I think he asked the girl out, and like it just did not go over well. Nope.
Nope. Scarred for life.
Dude. I think she was like creeped out by him or something, and then like people started making fun of him, and he was just like, "Ow, that hurts."
Some shit like that. So then his teacher slash counselor.
Teacher, just teacher.
By the way, one of my personal favorite anime teachers of all time.
She's so great. Her name's Shizuka Hirasuka.
Hiratsuka. Yeah, and bro, I loved her as a teacher. The second she literally punched Hachiman and said "shocking first bullet," I'm like, "Yo, she's with
I
the
was like,
shits."
episode 1. I was just like, did you just make a Scribe reference? What? Are you kidding me? Did this teacher in this anime just make another anime reference? Oh my god.
Bro, I loved it because I love Scribe.
Fantastic.
and it was just a line. She hits him shocking first bullet. It's like, "Are you ready for my annihilating second bullet?" And he's like, "Just please spare me the exterminating third bullet." I'm like, "Yo, he's in this too. He's in on this
Like
shit.
this is
It's lit."
great. I've never seen like a teacher and student vibe like this.
Like, oh man, it was so dope. But as you can imagine, based on the title, there will be a youth romance involved. We'll get to that in a second. His teacher basically tells him, "Hey, so I need you to like get your shit together. Get all your shit, put in a bag, and get it together." So
She says this because like what was it? I think it was like a report where he was supposed to write what his youth meant to him or what like high school life or something like that meant to him.
yeah, and he's like, "It
He,
doesn't.
he's
It's
like, youth is a
trash."
lie. I'm like,
I
damn, son.
was like, "All right, all right."
Like, fuck.
Shit. But yeah, so it's like, okay, okay, you know, you do it, whatever. And then she forces him to start this club with this other antisocial girl.
Yukinoshita. I forgot like
Yeah,
that her first name and her last name is basically the same name but with a shta at the end.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you know, I have problem with people like you. First and last name, John.
Silly.
Just anyway, I digress. And they have to make this. She wants them to do a service club, the two of them. Which, before your mind goes anywhere, it's literally just helping the student body out. Like the student body would come, be like, "Hey, I have this issue, like in this class," or like, "Hey, this this bitch is like pissing me off," or "Hey, I want to ask this girl out and I don't know how." You know, any like that kind of
A
thing, or like you just
regular
being a helpful
old
neighbor.
request.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Nah," and then was it was it Yukinoshita who issued the first challenge, or was it Hachiman
Mm,
who issued the
well,
challenge?
they both were kind of against it. So Yukinoshita's deal, she is also kind of antisocial, but like she knows how to carry herself in like social situations. Except she's a little like blunt and uh, she misses social cues. So she's very honest and very what's the word? What's the word? What am I looking for, Herbert? Help me out here.
I'm thinking. Open, blatant,
Abrasive?
maybe
Maybe abrasive.
abrasive, maybe.
Maybe. She's not trying to be
Man.
mean about it, but she's just like she'll tell the truth.
She won't
She will
coddle
not
you.
coddle you. Um, so like I guess people have trouble with that because teenagers they don't say what's on their mind like ever.
Oh, how could you say that to me?
Yeah, um so that's her deal, and they both were kind of against this club because they don't like each other in particular. Like, not that they've like really interacted before, but like first impressions they're just like, nah, no. She was like, this guy's creepy, like,
Mhm.
why no. um but I forgot who issued the bet. I think it was the teacher.
What's the teacher? Maybe.
anyways
Either way,
anyways
the gauntlet was
the
thrown
gauntlet was
in
thrown.
that, hey, I bet I can help more people than you. And like it's classic, whoever wins, the loser has to do whatever one thing that the winner
It was
wants.
the teacher. She proposes the contest.
The
Yeah.
competition. All right, well there you go. There you go. It but like I said, it's the classic, hey, I win, you do something I want. You win, I'll do something you want. And the gauntlet was indeed thrown.
Yep. So then the series just kind of follows these two uh, trying to help out fellow students and classmates.
But then we get a third main character.
I think she was the first person to ask the service club for a favor.
If I remember correctly, yes.
Yeah,
If I remember correctly, yeah. So, but yeah, enter Yui Gahama,
Yui Gahama.
who
Her first name is Yui,
who
as you know.
yes, Yui Gahama. Yeah, show's known for this.
They really like their
Uh,
alliteration with their main characters.
they do. They do. Hachiman Hikigaya.
Yeah, you got Hachima Hikigaya, Yukino Yukino Shita, Yui Yui Gahama, Iroha Ishiki, Hayato Hayama. Like I'm pretty sure there's more, but like you can see what's going
They
on.
like their alliteration. It's great. It's great. I actually love it. So I love alliteration. I'm one of those old folks. So anyway, and after she helps them, after they help her, she ends up wanting to join the club, and that's where the show takes off. It's about these three as service club members, and it doesn't seem like it'd be. It is a slice of life, I would say, because nothing like radically extraordinary happens. I would
No,
say, um, but
it's most certainly
hear me out,
funny.
King. Yes, and there are some serious moments. All right, it's not all humor, but if this also is a dialogue heavy anime.
True.
It's very
You
dialogue
gotta
heavy.
enjoy conversation.
Sure. You do, and there's one dialogue thing that I always has me dying. One group from this show that always has me dying, and it was those. I think it was season 2. Those business kids from like the school,
Oh my
the other
fucking
school,
god. Oh Jesus. Okay,
because there's these
hang on.
kids
There's some
that
setup for this. There's
they're
some setup for this.
okay. All right, you got it. You got it. You
So,
got it.
the student council president that the service club had previously helped become the student council president is in charge of uh, setting up a Christmas event. Yeah, a Christmas event.
I believe it's a Christmas event. Yeah.
So here's the thing about this Christmas event: they have to do it in tandem with another school, so it's a joint event. Now, she is not very experienced in being a student council president. In fact, she's very underqualified for being a student council president. So she's like, hey guys, I need your help. So this is how the service club gets involved with this. So they go to the meeting between the two schools, and here we meet probably the most annoying fucking group of people I have ever fucking seen. It's just they talk it like so they're planning the event and they're sitting there, and usually the way that like event planning goes is you find out like basic information. All right, when are we having this? What's the theme? What do we need? What events will be going on like during the night? Like and then like what materials, and then logistics happens all after that. It's a lot that's going on. So first meeting's kind of like brainstorming. Let's figure out what we want to do. I'm like, that's fair. But like time goes on, and it's just you just see them like talk in circles, like just disagreeing with ideas, and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't like to. Well, people are throwing in ideas, and some of them are good, and then some of them get like really big, and then like really, really big, and then like I think Hachiman was like, hey guys, like should be thinking about scale here, and the dude's like, whoa, hey, we don't speak negatively here, okay? You don't shut down people's ideas. What you do is that you say what you can do to improve on their ideas, right? And I'm like, okay, you don't want to be like hostile here, don't want a hostile work environment. I get it. But then it's just they just start just I can't even tell you how much they talk in circles. And this guy, the other student council president, he talks with his hands. Oh boy, does he talk with his hands. Like you know how an Italian talks with their hands? This guy he might as well be doing sign language. It is ridiculous. I hated it. I hated it
Bro.
so much.
But to me, it was one of the funniest moments in season 2. Oh man, it was so hilarious for me. And just like, because I was getting annoyed by this guy too. I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna say I wasn't. I definitely was. But my God, what was I dying watching people get frustrated? Be like, why are they talking in circles? And it's like, bro, business meetings. Am I right? Am I right?
God.
So, uh, anime. I heavily recommend. Again, if you enjoy dialogue driven anime, heavily recommend. Super good. Um, but at this point, I want to cut the spoiler free discussion of the anime because I got some thoughts on this season. So, if you haven't seen it, or yeah, and if you have not seen it and you are going to see it, have a good day. We love you for
It's been
watching.
real.
It's been real. Always keep in touch with us on Instagram and Twitter, the underscore content corner, all lowercase, and on YouTube, the content corner, and on Facebook, and also Metropolis. You know, their Facebook as well as their shows got some good shit going on. They just recently put up a new episode this week of the recording. If you haven't, so if you're gonna see it and you don't want spoilers, I bid thee
And
adieu.
I heavily
Farewell.
recommend it. It's a pretty fun series. I got emotionally invested, so that's like you got my stamp of approval.
Yeah. Now that we got that out of the way, and I'm just gonna say right now, from this point on, if you didn't get the memo, there will be spoilers, full of them.
Oh,
All right, this is your last warning. Leave now if you don't want spoilers. So, season 3, Lens. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, where do I start? First off, business dude coming back had me dying. Him
bro,
doing like a rap
he
battle with
rapped.
Hachiman. I was like,
I
what
was,
is this?
that was my favorite scene. That was my 100% favorite. Like in the second season, I hated this dude, and then when that scene happened, I was like, I did not think I could love a scene more than this one because this was amazing. Like even Yui Gahama was like, "What?" She like started filming because she was like, "This is wild. This is crazy."
Bro, and then like the chick that showed up with the business dude, how she was just like she's like the hype man, like
Yeah,
his hype man
like,
whenever he would say something.
that's just out of
Bro.
nowhere.
Oh my god, bro. Honestly, if I was Yui, I also would have started recording. I'd be like, the fuck is okay. This is going on the gram. This is going on the internet.
It really is.
Impromptu business jargon rap battle.
God.
Oh man, it was that so that one that was great. Uh this whole thing with Zip Prom,
Mhm.
right? First off, I was getting so tight when like Yukino's sister was like, you know what it's
Haruno.
called what you guys have? How I know, yeah, codependency. And I'm like, I mean, you're not wrong, but fuck you.
Yo, I was talking to our buddy, and I was just like, hang on now. You're complaining that their relationship is quote unquote not genuine or something like that. That was her issue,
Yeah,
right? And she was just like, "Oh, you gotta
yeah,
show me
something like that.
something like genuine." And I was just like, "Hang on. If you take a look at a relationship, right? Each member of the relationship depends on the other. Like, it doesn't mean that they can't do things separately, right? Like, they both have shown that they have the capabilities of doing things alone.
Yeah,
But when they work together, shit gets done. What
shit
is
does get done.
wrong with that type of relationship? The whole season I was talking to our friend and we were just like, "Yo, what is your problem? Like what do you think a relationship is?" It is codependency. Like it's not debilitating codependency. You know, it's not like if they're separate they like straight up can't function.
They can't function. Yeah.
But that's the nature of a relationship, the ability to trust in each other and the ability to help each other and improve, using each other. Like that's a healthy relationship if you ask me.
Yeah. And then like the way I see it, right? From what I could tell, the way I see it is that I guess her family, Yukino's family, is super like you need to be independent, you need to rely on no one, blah 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 blah. Know what I mean? So like they're very much of you need to do things on your own. Can't be asking people for help. And I'm just like I don't know. That
I disagree.
whatever, that's how
I
you live your
disagree.
life,
You want to
you
know
know?
why I disagree? Because no one achieves anything alone.
No, it's true. And I like I said, I am with you 100% for that, right?
Mhm.
So here's uh here's what I'm thinking, right? That while that is the case, and I understand what they're coming from, like they want Yukino to be her own person in a sense.
Mhm.
I feel that it got to the point, at least from our perspective, it seemed like true. She made it this far, not literally not relying on anyone. Hence why she was not very antisocial when the series started. But at this point, she's learned to that it's okay to ask for help. Now, are there certain things that you should be willing to do on your own? Of course, I'm not going to say no. Independence is very important, but you should not be ashamed or afraid to ask someone for help
Or
if it's too much for
like
you,
she
you know?
just learned how to rely on others. Like this is a new concept for her, right? Like this year, it being in the club, she said it herself. She was like, I never knew that I could rely on others and that I can show like my emotions to other people. So this is a new
Mhm,
concept for her. So she's been conditioned her whole life by you to be like, no, this is not how you live life. And then she's finally learning this aspect of like human nature that comes naturally to a lot of people. And you're gonna just like kind of like try to reverse that progress. Like I really don't know what the fuck her sister's problem is, but she needs to get off her high
mhm,
horse.
mhm.
'Cause she-
I will
mm,
say, so I hated her mom at first because like she's such a bitch, right? But then like as time went on, I didn't like fully like oh, okay she's dope. It was more of like I understand where you're coming from and why you're doing this. I don't agree with you, but I can understand. You know what I mean?
mm.
And that's why I was super hyped when Hachimon's like, "Yeah, no, I normally I'm nobody, but this is the one time that I have a card that no one else can play."
That meeting, I was just like, okay, this is it. Like he set up all of this stuff, right? He put his plan into action. This is where it comes through. Whether or not he succeeds or not comes down to this meeting. And then like
Mhm.
she was like, "Hey, were you the person that planned this?" And he's like, "I mean, it's like the students planned this. It's not just me." And then she's just like, "Okay, setting up a dummy event is a good idea, but it's not enough." And I was just like, "Oh, she saw through the ruse immediately. She she
Facts.
didn't even like no words were minced. Okay, just cutting straight to the meat." And he was like, "Oh, well then, this is terrifying."
And he's like, "Oh damn, she just saw right through all my whole shit."
He spent
But
like what 2 weeks setting up a ruse, and she was just like, "Nope."
mhm. To quote Mad Max Fury Road, "That's bait."
That's bait.
Bro, I was just like, this woman is too powerful. But then he played the card. And she's like, what is your name? And he told her his name, and she immediately was like, fuck, this is the kid we hit with our car.
Word. Well, the play originally, even without that trump card, it was smart. He was just like, hang on now. Let me analyze this situation. Because she came to us saying, like, looks like this prom can't happen, right? Because, like, the parents are, the PTA's complaining, blah, blah, this and that. And then the core of the problem was that, like, people didn't want the prom to happen. And he was just like, okay, let me analyze this. Does she want the prom not to happen? No, not really. She doesn't really care.
It's whoever. She's just here to carry out someone's whim.
Exactly. She's just a representative of some people who feel some type of way. But here's the thing. If I turn the tables, if the tables can turn, and I get her on our side, and she advocates on behalf of us, we can win. All right. How am I going to do it? Just put out the argument. Listen, I was hoping that you could argue that for us. And she was like, well, why would I do that? And it's like, they would listen to you. They wouldn't listen to me. And I'm pretty sure that you want to do something good for the students. We have this school has a history of student independence, and I'm sure you want to respect that. And she's like, what's your name? Hachiman. Fuck. God damn it.
And even her face was shook. Like, it was just her eyes, but she was like, mother.
She's like, well played. well played.
Well played. Should the Kryptonian tried that gambit, he would have failed. She's like fucking dark side over here. Oh man,
it was good.
It was so solid. I was like, this is fire. So there was that, right? And that whole thing, that was dope. So all right. So when it came down to something that we knew was gonna that we knew since last season was gonna happen. Hell, since the first season we knew was gonna happen. Yui and Yukino both grew feelings for Hachiman with all the shit that he did throughout the year, and we knew this was gonna happen. So So then we knew one of them's is gonna get hurt.
Somebody's gonna have to bite the bullet.
And mind you, I was upset by that because, like, I was like, I love them both. Like, I love both of these characters, and I don't want either of them to get hurt. But I know someone has
this
to.
This is not a harem. It's not a harem anime. If it was, then we would be like, oh, he gets everybody. But it's not. It's too real for that.
It's not. I'm just like, which is why it hurt when, like, so I liked the show actually faked me out, by the way. So they had that whole confrontation between him and Yukino in the club room by themselves, and how it ended up with basically that she won the competition, and then she wanted Hachiman to grant Yui's wish, which we already knew Yui's wish is that she wanted to be with Hachiman.
And
so I'm just
still
like,
be friends with Yukino.
And still be friends with Yukino, exactly. So I was just like, oh god. And then we started getting a bit of that. Like, they started hanging out a lot. Yukino was like busy with stuff, with like schoolwork or student council work. So she was kind of fading out, whereas Yui and Hachima were, spending time together. And then Yui, I would say without saying what her wish directly was, she was about to tell him like her wish, and he's like, nah, but here's the thing. I still want her in my life. I still want Yukino in my life. I don't want to like outright lose her. To which she was just like, she immediately understood that he has feelings for Yukino. And so she basically, I would say, changed her wish to like, well, make sure that it's still the three of us, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then she went home, and her mom knew. That's what got me.
She fucking knew. Oh,
she knew. Like, she came home, she wasn't crying, and then like her mom's like, "Hey," and
Oh,
it's like
tears.
her mom just walks up, like, it's okay," and she's like, "What?" And she's like, "Let it out. It's worse to hold it in. Just let it out." And I was just like, "Yo, how do you know? How do you know?"
She
Oh
probably
man,
figured out like the I think it was the previous episode when like he came over to like make tarts for his sister, and it was
hmm
she was probably analyzing the whole time. It's like, does he love my daughter? Right? That was her question, and
yeah.
she analyzed. She was like, no, she ain't it. She ain't it. She doesn't know yet.
Which,
Well,
I-
she
which
knew.
I will say, yeah, I will say. So I will say Hachiman loves them both, but in
Different
different
ways.
ways. You know, it's different kinds. He. There's no way he would want either of them out of his life at this point at all. Like even at the end, when in the last episode, when well, sorry, in the second last episode, when him and Yukino finally admitted their feelings for each other and they got together, and then we saw in the last episode, they actually like, oh, let's invite Yui to help us with this stuff. They were actually visibly both upset that she hadn't shown up. She did end up showing up, but like, you, I like that's what I'm saying. Like all three of these people,
They care for each other.
they all had, yeah, they all care for each other deeply, and they all want something, but what each of them wants, they know could fracture their friendship,
Yeah.
and that's the hard part about it. And that's why I'm just like, this is so real. Oh man, because it is a love triangle. Both girls love the dude. The dude ends up caring only about one girl, so he has to try to like let the other girl two down without in some way so that they can still be friends. Which is why I really
Damn near
love.
impossible.
Yeah, it's damn near impossible. It's really damn near impossible. But I really love at the end when like they reestablish a service club and Yui shows up and it's like, hey, so like I have an issue. There's I have a friend who's like my best friend, and I want to stay friends with her. And she has a boyfriend, and I like her boyfriend, but they're together. What do I do? And I'm just like, and it's kind of like her basically saying like, it's out in the air now. Everyone knows how everyone feels. We're just gonna work with it. We're just gonna work around it. That's it. But we're gonna work around it together. And I'm like, I love that. I love that so much. Ah, feels. It gave me right in the Kokoro lens, right in the
That's
Kokoro.
so Kokoro.
Oh god, it was too good. It was too good of a show. Like
It was great. One thing I super love about the show is this the way that they show Hachiman's ability to just get shit done. Because you see everybody
mhm.
else's qualities. You can know she's incredibly intelligent. She can like multitask. She knows how to like manage people. She is like an amazing like director, right?
Yeah.
Like you put her in charge, you're probably gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Yui, she just is the heart and soul. Okay, like she just always brings the energy, the happiness. She can she's like prime HR material.
She gave the service club their official greeting, bro.
Word.
She gave them their official greeting.
Like you put her in a situation, people are gonna come out happy. Hachiman,
Yep.
Hachiman just gets shit done. Okay,
Yeah.
he sees a
And
problem, he
I
will
like how
bulldoze that problem.
the show at the beginning of the show, he will get stuff done, but he approaches everything with pure logic, with no rhyme
No
or worry
emotion.
about how either party will feel about by the end of it, just so long as the problem is solved.
Word. Oh, you have a problem because you want to confess to like a friend, but all right. Basically, this dude wants to confess to one of the girls in their clique,
Mhm.
and like everybody knows this is gonna happen, right? The dude wants an answer. The dude wants to know because like if it's a yes, then he can get a girlfriend. If it's a no, then he can like get over it. But he wants to know.
Move on.
The problem is
Yeah.
everybody else is like, if this question gets asked, the dynamic will be broken, no matter what the answer is. If it's a yes, maybe it works out, but they know it's not going to be a yes because she's a lesbian. No, she's not a lesbian.
Yeah.
She,
No, she's a
I
what do
know
you
she
call it?
enjoys boys' love, but I don't know what her sexual preference is herself.
Yeah, it's more of like she's not interested in having a boyfriend, but more interested in seeing two boys get together.
Yeah,
It's very niche.
extremely niche. I don't know what she would prefer, like herself, but she's just not into it. So people
Yeah.
are like, the people who know are like, this is not going to work out. This is fucked, right? So what happens? Hajiman's like, I bet. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to confess to her. I'm gonna cut in the middle. I'm gonna confess, right, and ask her out. She's gonna reject me. You'll get your answer, and then none of you have to deal with the fallout. I have to deal with the fallout, and then he does it, and then he deals with the
Yeah.
fallout. He's just like, fine. I didn't care, and I didn't like actually care.
I don't care
I
if
don't
they
care if
hate
they
me.
hate me. I don't give a fuck. And then she's like, "Damn, thank you." Like the person like who got asked out, like was like, "Damn, you really sell you fixed it. I appreciate that."
Mhm. You literally got the question out in the air without ruining the dynamic. Holy fuck.
Exactly. So like problem fucking solved. The problem with that is that uh Yui and Yukino are both like, you're hurting yourself to do this. Like you have to take the brunt of like the shit that like comes from all this. And it's not right because they care about him, right? And you don't want to see somebody you care about getting hurt. Now, this is a particular situation in which he didn't get hurt too much because it really didn't involve him, but there are other situations in which he had to play like a really like a straight up villain. Like
Mhm.
when the chick who was doing the whole, I forgot the festival. She was running the festival. I forgot what position that was.
The Daihase
No, not the
Festival?
Daihase festival. She was the festival chairman, right?
Something like that. She was just in
Yeah,
charge of it,
basically
basically.
everything like that happens at the festival just goes through her. She was the captain, but she didn't do any work. Yukino ended up doing all the work, right? Because she was garbage at her job. She was lazy. She pushed off a bunch of stuff onto Yukino. Hachiman's getting tight
Yeah.
because that's my bitch right there. And you are treating her like shit right now. So he holds some resentment. So so it
Oh
comes
yeah,
down
100%.
to it to like the closing ceremony on this stuff, and that girl starts to feel guilty because she's like, oh, I didn't really do any of this, like all this stuff, and they're solving all these problems, and like I didn't do anything, and like I don't deserve to like be there or give the closing remarks, whatever. And everybody's just like, we need her here. She's the goddamn chairman. We just want to close this festival. All right. So we have to find her. Hachiman finds her, and
Yep.
he has to talk her down from the roof. She's not gonna jump. She just wants to stay away. But he has to talk her down so
Yeah.
that she can go and get the job done. Now, normally, a protagonist would be like, "Hey, it's all right. You tried your best, and everybody's here to support you. This and that. Big guy words." He was like, "Nah, nah, 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 nah. Mm-mm. I don't play that. Get your ass downstairs right now." It's like she was like, "Shut up. I don't care about you." He's just like, "Listen, everybody worked mad hard. You did nothing. You literally have one job, and that's to give the closing remarks. Stop being garbage, which you already are. Go downstairs and do your fucking one simple job, you stupid, stupid bitch."
It was so good.
I was like, "Yo, this man is a savage." At that point, her friends showed up, and Hayato showed up. Which, if you watched it, you know that Hayato's like, he's a protagonist type character, but he's not the protagonist. He's basically the
Yeah.
foil to Hachiman, but he's there when he says all this shit, And he's just like, "Whoa, you're going too far, buddy." And he's like, "Nah, son, I'm not going far enough." She's a fucking, and he just goes ham, right? So
Uh,
Hayato's like, "God damn it!" And then he like swings and like hits Hachiman because like that's what etiquette calls for.
yeah,
But it works. She ended up going downstairs.
she did.
And
Yeah.
as they're leaving,
Oh
Hayato's
man.
like, "Why do you have to do things this way? Why do you have to be like this?"
Oh man. So before I forget, another part of this season that I really loved s- pertains to what I think is one of the best anime sisters I've ever seen, and that's Hachiman's sister.
She's the best. She's so
Because
good.
I love their dynamic of like she knows when she does something that portrays her as a cute little sister, and she's always like, "That gets me bonus points, huh?" And I'm like, "Oh God, you're such an
She's
adorable
an
little
adorable
sister."
little sister. She's the best.
So the fact that once she got accepted into the high school, so for their senior year, she's gonna be a freshman essentially. How their kohai, right, is what do you call it? Now has to deal with the annoying kohai, which will be Hachiman's sister, because that chick was always on Hachiman, like saying bullshit to Hachiman, and now his younger sister's gonna do something to her because is she nicer? Yes. Is she more lovable and more social? Yes. Does she have the same silver tongue that Hachiman has? Hell the fuck yes.
She she got fucking jokes, man. She'll come at you.
Bro, she will come at you. No cap. No
Oh
cap.
my god.
Oh my god. I just the whole season was great. I did love the last scene we got with Hirasuka Sensei. I really did love that
That was nice.
cuz it gave us like in a serious and also parody way everything that we didn't already get that we like the fans wanted. So we got a one-on-one set talk with them. They were talking about it, how everything worked out because she was helping him through this whole situation with Yui and Yukino too. So the fact that it got resolved and she was able to see that before she got transferred, you know, amazing. Like when you're for your teacher, when you invest, like when you help a student that much and you're able to see them grow and solve their own problems like that, it's just it's a feeling like no other. I can only imagine. But so you see them talk, and then they share a dance, they mess up, and then we have a quick like 2 second like something could happen here because she steps on his foot, he trips, she falls, and then she basically falls on top of him. I'm just like, if this were any other anime, I would be like, yeah,
Honestly, in the back of my
yeah.
mind, that was my OTP. I was just like, "Yo,
Uh,
fuck everybody. Get with this teacher. This teacher is the best." Okay.
I forgot how old is she
She was
again?
like, I don't know. I want to say 30.
She's 25 to 30,
Bro.
apparently.
Bro. Prime time. Prime time of her life.
Lowballing at 25, earliest 30. Hell, there was even a joke because in a previous season, because she's an amazing woman, all right? They even they had that slight conversation where she even said herself, if he was older or she was younger, she dead ass would have went for him.
I thought that he said if she was
So
like uh
I thought she said it.
he
Or was
said
it
it
that
in
he
her
said it?
in his mind. He was like
No, I could have sworn she said something like out loud about it.
uh,
I could be
she was
wrong.
probably like
Maybe I'm wrong.
complimenting him in some way.
I know he I know he thought
He
about
thought
it
about it.
where he said that literally if she was younger, if they were about the same age, he would have no hesitation would have asked her out. Surprisingly, he's like, as much problems as I have, if you were my age, I would have asked you out right now.
Facts. I love I
Cause he
love
knew.
the ongoing joke where like she does something and he's just like, somebody please marry this woman. Like, what are you doing? Like, marry her before I have to. Oh,
Oh man, which is why
I
like
found it.
that was that scene.
Hachiman muses
You
to
found it.
himself that if he was born 10 years earlier and met Shizuka 10 years earlier, he would have fallen head over heels.
All right, cool. So it is acknowledged though, and I don't know if it's ever like completely 100% acknowledged whether she had like feels some way about him. He's definitely her favorite student. That is without a doubt. He's her favorite student. But as far as like feelings that she may have for him, I don't think that's ever stated. And I think if it wasn't, it I would say it's probably because of like, well, when you are of that age gap and you find yourself attracted to someone that young, you just don't speak it because that's not a thing you do.
Is no, no, you don't.
So and I respect that. But like I said, we did get a very very nice send off for her, and I really love that because she was such an amazing character for this show. And she's an amazing teacher, you know. And I really liked how while she didn't directly whenever there was an issue that she got involved in, she didn't directly give like the answer. She would kind of like lead you on so you would arrive at the answer yourself as opposed to just giving you the answer as to what you need to do kind of thing.
Yeah, because like
Which
otherwise, did you really learn anything?
exactly, and I just appreciated that. Like this whole season was just one big goodbye to the series, and I think they hit everything I wanted. Like they hit every note I wanted.
Everything.
you
I mean,
know,
there's still a couple questions that I have that are lingering.
like
So when it comes to Haruno, right? Yukino's sister.
okay, yeah,
What what is her deal? Because she mentions that she's like Hachiman, and that when she was younger, she had made a mistake or something like that. She says she was like lying to herself her whole life or whatever. Uh, Like she
yeah,
compares herself to Hachiman because she's like you, I don't know what it is to like feel something genuine. She's just like whenever like she talks to guys or like she like gets asked out or whatever, her heart never like flutters. She never gets emotions.
it never goes
It never
doki
goes
doki.
doki doki. Her kokoro does not doki doki at all. So I think she's a bit of a sociopath, but like that's
That's
neither
neither here
here
nor
nor
there.
there. But like, what happened in her past? Also, there had to have been something that happened between her and Hayato because she keeps on referencing something that
Mhm.
he did in his past, and like where it's like, oh, just as well as I do that like their relationship won't progress that way or something like that. And then he goes like,
Yeah,
"You must really hate me." Like, and he's like, "No, I adore you." I'm like, "I don't. What are you talking? Like, what is this event, right?" Because I was thinking like, well, was it when like Hayato tried to help Yukino in the past? But like, it doesn't. There's something there. There's a story that can be told. It doesn't need to be told, but there's a story there. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, what I think this is a guess, right? I'm definitely like just guessing here. I know that there was a comment where Hayato mentioned that Haruno likes to meddle with stuff to the point that she likes to the point of killing it.
Mhm.
Um, so it's like my guess is that she probably meddled in something like maybe a relationship that Hayama had with someone else, and because she meddled so much, it actually killed the relationship altogether. That would be my guess.
Mm.
You know,
I would
um,
like a little bit more fleshing out there, simply because Hayato is such a good character. Like he's very well written, and I need to understand more about him because he is so opposite to Hachiman. Like they
yeah,
challenge each other continuously. They even said like he even says like I hate this guy, but I'm jealous of
yeah,
him because he can do things that I can't,
that I can't.
and like there's like a mutual respect because Hachiman obviously can't do things the way that Hayato can either because he doesn't.
He can't beat the
No, he
Shonen
can't. He
Protag.
doesn't have the Shonen Pro Tag like quality. He can't like rally troops behind him and like save the day in the same way. But like Hayato also understands that like the the world isn't as black and white as he would like it to be. So therefore, his Shonen Protag ways don't actually work. They're not super effective. Um,
Sometimes you got to be a villain.
bro, like, and that's why I loved just watching those two go at it because it both it validates Hachiman's point of view and at the same time invalidates his process.
It's like the way I personally saw it is that Hayama and who he is as a character and what he does. He is the epitome of the idealistic desire for what we want of society, as well as like what we like
What we
expect.
strive to be.
Whereas exactly, whereas Hachiman is the cruel, unnerving reality of how some things have to happen a certain way that you don't find agreeable, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
And you gotta kind of accept that. And it's the fact that you have both is that it's basically showing you how things are now and how you should kind of like you said strive for things to be in the future. You don't stop striving from that ideal, but you also have to be ready to accept the reality
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a fire show. What else can I say? It's a fire
It's
show.
just some good writing, man. Like they have it's the way that they have characters interact with each other. It's not just event. It's this event happens, this character changes, and this character has to now interact with another person that like causes another type of conflict. You know, it's just it's very well done.
Yeah, yeah. But Jesus,
Let's see.
so good. I will
Mm,
say the funny thing about it is that I expected SNAFU to be my my emotional slash feels highlight of the week. It was not, but not because it wasn't feelsy. It's because I saw something that for me was even more
what did you
feelsy
what did
than
you
this.
see?
The last Digimon movie.
Well, that's not fair. That's
It's
not
not
fair.
fair.
That's no,
It
that's
happened in the
not
same.
fair.
Like I said,
You can't.
like I said,
That's straight up not fair.
like I said.
Digimon has
No, no,
like
hold
20
on.
some
Like I
odd
said,
years of your childhood. Okay,
it does.
that
It does, and I'm not denying that. I'm saying had I not watched that Saturday, because the way it worked is last Saturday I watched that movie, and then Monday I was like, all right, I'm watching SNAFU. So Monday I watched like 8 or 10 episodes of SNAFU back to
okay.
back.
Those are 2 different weeks.
So
Those are two different
what?
weeks. You watch.
I mean within the same.
Nah, no, no.
I'm
Those are
saying within the
those are
same.
2 different weeks. Okay,
I'm talking about within the
last
same
week's winner
time
is
span.
Digimon. This week's winner is Snafu. Okay, you gotta give the show its respect.
Fair,
If you want to say
fine.
feels
If
of
I
the
said it for
month,
the month,
you got it.
if we
You
talk about
got
the
it.
month,
You
then
got it.
that's the
You
thing.
got it.
But yeah, like you said, it was not fair because Snafu. So mind you, I didn't plan to watch the Digimon movie this month. It's just that I literally forgot I pre-ordered the Blu-ray on Amazon. And then it's like, oh, here's a $20 charge from Amazon. I'm like, the fuck? Why is Amazon charging me $20? I look, oh shit, I'm getting the Digimon movie this day? Oh fuck.
All right then.
Dope. So I was like, I'll watch it. And yes, Snafu has had, like you said, like 7 years of my investment. Roughly. Right?
Roughly.
When the first season
That's when
came
the
out?
first season came out, but you started watching it after the second season came out. That's when I showed it to you.
Yeah, so that was like what, 5 years ago?
See, you watched it around like 3 or 4 years ago.
Alright, so we'll say four, right? We'll highball it.
Yeah.
4 years ago. So 4 years of my life has been invested in this series where after season two, which technically has been 4 years of just waiting. Because like you said, when I watched it, season 2 is already out and
Yeah.
done. So it was just 4 years of I need an ending to this shit. um, Digimon movie, 20 years, my guy. I literally grew up with this shit, and then you give me a new series of movies, and then the final movie for when they're adults and older. Which the whole point is that this is for the people who grew up as kids watching Digimon, and now they're adults. Well, here's the adult Digimon, and I'm like,
You bastards.
yo, this is next. This is fifth dimensional chess right now. Holy shit! They waited. They
They
knew.
knew. They knew they were coming for you. They ended the series and they were
Oh
like,
man.
"All right, I know they loved it. Now wait 20 years, see what they got. See what we got for them." And nobody saw it coming. Nobody knew it was coming. And then it came. And then it destroyed lives.
They destroyed my life, Harley. But SNAFU for the week, definitely the. I wouldn't even say it was like. It's not even a feel like a sad like. Oh, I got like it broke my heart. No, it was a feel good. This was a good feeling watching the finale to SNAFU. I loved it. Was there some parts where I was just like, oh man, yeah. But by the end, I felt good. I felt happy. you
I
know,
felt good. Like when Yukino was like, "I love you," I'm like, "I've been waiting 7 years for you to say that.
I've
I've
been
been
waiting
waiting years for you to
years.
say that." And you said it, and you know what? It made me happy. It made me smile.
Bro, and it's also her reaction too. She says it and then immediately like hides her face and runs away, and I'm just like, true to yourself but up until the end. True to yourself until the end. I love it. Oh man, but it gives hope. I feel to the fact of like when there's a group of people, like whether it's like two guys, a mixed group of friends like that, like some guys and some girls, whatever. Of like, well, what if you gain feelings and then like friendship thing? I feel like it gives hope to the idea of like you can make it work. You gotta work hard on it to make it work, but you can make
Oh,
it
it'll
work.
never happen in
You
real
know?
life. Absolutely not. It'll
Huh?
never happen in real life.
It'll never happen in
Absolutely
real
not.
life.
Absolutely not.
Which is why I said it gives hope. Is what I'm saying. It gives hope.
Like
Is it
the
false
only
hope?
way that
Probably.
that works out is if you're in an open relationship. And honestly, I don't believe in open relationships. I don't believe that it can
Not do
work.
I. I don't like sharing.
It's
I'm
not.
sorry.
It's not even about sharing. I know somebody is tight. Somebody, somebody
Mhm.
secretly deep down is tight. You give it 10 years, they're gonna kill somebody. Okay, like,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. I
Yeah.
don't believe open relationships can work.
No, I'm 100% with you. I am not an open relationship type of person at all. For me, it's like
If you want to dispute
if
that,
I'm in a
if
relationship,
somebody wants to out there wants to dispute that, you can talk to me about it. Maybe I'm not seeing something that you're seeing, but like,
facts,
then I
facts.
gotta be like,
Now, mind you,
hmm.
I want to specify at least for myself. When I say open relationship, I don't mean like, oh, it's me and her are in a relationship, but we're openly having sex with anyone we want. No, 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 no. I'm talking about like me and these several other people are in a relationship together. Like that is because
I,
I'm
I
not
guess
I'm not
I guess
down for either.
polygamy.
Person. Polygamy, yeah. I'm not down for either, but I'm just making the differentiation for the discussion at hand. I'm not down for either though. Like for me, as far as I go, if I'm in a relationship with a woman, that's it. It's just me and you. That's it. I'm not seeing nobody else. You not seeing nobody else. Equal footing right there. Just we only seeing each other. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
But no, we'll see. We will see. On that note, I think it's a good stopping point.
I could I
I don't
can
want to like.
gush.
I know we can gush. We can just gush, but I don't want to keep everyone here forever because
but
hours,
but y'all
hours.
want to be here forever, right? Like y'all want to be here forever. I know you do. I know. I
Don't
get it.
let's don't do that to the people. Don't do that to the
I'm
people.
giving the people what they want.
They don't know what they want.
Uh,
Oh my god. So yeah. So Thanks for joining us this week. Again, do check out if you enjoy dialogue driven emotion, like full of emotions anime. Do check out SNAFU if you haven't
A
already.
couple laughs,
It's so
a
good.
couple of like I didn't cry, but
Heart
heart
wrenching.
wrenching,
Heart
heart
wrenching.
wrenching.
Yeah, you're not gonna cry, but you'll
You'll
feel
feel.
it. You'll feel it. Uh, so yeah, man, if you want to keep up to date on us, Instagram and Twitter, the underscore content corner, all lowercase. You can reach us there or contentcornermail@gmail.com if you have a request or a recommendation. Don't forget our weekly streams, Friday nights at 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/content underscore corner. And you can follow us on Facebook as well on our own page, the Content Corner. You can also follow us through via the Metropolis with some of their shows. I know the Illuminati recently dropped an episode. And last but not least, our YouTube channel, the Content Corner. Look for the logo with 2 C's. We tried to stay away from Capsule Corp. We did, but we don't want it. We don't want no copyright.
It's different.
We don't want no
It's
battle.
different enough.
It is different enough, but I'm just saying, like, we didn't want it, which is why we went away from it. Because if we honestly, I don't know if you would agree on this, but honestly, if we could have gotten away with it, I would have been like, yo, just take the Capsule Court logo, bro, just straight up.
Nah, I wouldn't have done it.
See, there we go, and that's why there's two of us because we got to agree on this shit. Yeah, thanks again, guys, and as always, keep it real.